It's Shem. Welcome to the Reflection Rooms. I'm going to jump right into it. I hope you are enjoying the weather wherever you are right now, no matter where this finds you. This message is timeless, but as it would have it, it's coming on the 2 and the 4. So that there was giving me the energy of 6. And when I thought about it, I thought to myself, it's time. I just thought Uno reverse time. That's what I thought. That's the first thing that came. But not in a way that it would be fed up or frustrated. Just a matter of fact. So I'll be sharing you with a message about that I had through dream for the collective, okay? Now, usually I have these dreams and I know whether they're only for me or whether they're to be shared, but I was called to share this, so here I am. So after OBE I came back and I was in a place where I was creating alchemy for myself. And I was in a state where I was just simply resting, but I was aware that I was to bring all of my soul awareness into my vessel. So I lay there in full dream state, but still knowing that I could trance in and out and be very aware of any alchemy that needed to happen in my energy field. And as this happened, I got a name and I got a few numbers come through. So I'll roll through both of them. I'll go through the numbers first. The number that came through first was, and I wrote it down, 744. Now, when I usually get the number 7, 4, and 4, I usually just think about the number 7 and the number 4 and what energetically that brings back for me. And as a whole, what that means for me is it's definitely a spiritual message. Anything to do with the spirit side of my life, the subconscious side of my life, the etheric side of my life, my spiritual journey and what I'm doing on the spiritual side of my life, yeah? And then I was looking at 4 and 4, and for me, that's definite numbers of angel realm, stability, anything around home, or the stabilizing of energies. And right now, you may be also going through some sort of what people would call transition, or maybe you're picking up a certain practice or thinking about going into something where you'll expand your knowledge or your awareness around your own spirituality or your own inner knowings. It's an auspicious time to do so. Because as I'm looking at the number and I'm seeing it in my mind's eye, I'm seeing the 7 and they're showing me the 7. So then I'm like, yeah. And then when I look at the 4s individually, it's as if you are surrounded by a balanced energy of stability. So whatever this is, it's supported by your guidance, whether that be your inner guide system, your angels right now, or whoever you associate with as your guides. For some of you, you may associate your guides with being ancestors, past loved ones, whether you are connected to angel realms, and for some of you who are, the 4-4 means a lot to you, or whether you consider yourself chosen ones, this is definitely a support spiritually for the lineage of whatever is coming through here for you. So then as this message did come through, it's not only the support. The 4 and the 4 that equals the 8 gives me the auspiciousness of this moment, the auspiciousness of the balance that this moment brings, and the auspiciousness of the feeling that you are to generate by moving forward into this. So whatever this beginning is, this new beginning, which is where I was getting this new beginning, it's going to be auspicious for you, or it would be an auspicious time for you to look into it. whether it's your own divination, whether it's extra prayer time for yourself, whether it's you sitting alone. For some of you, this is deciding to have more alone time for yourself. Time where you sit, just sitting with yourself and deliberately carving out some time to be with yourself so you can hear your own thoughts and have time to pick apart some of the visions that you've seen. For some of you, I'm getting that you're quite tapped in, and these are the first times you're being able to experience yourself like this, and you do want to look into it a little bit more. At this time, your guide, your guidance system is reflecting that of it being great timing. Now, the next number I got was 229 and 299, which for me it's 2s and 9s. So whenever they give it, depending on the order or just globally, I look at it and I'm like, okay, this is parallel timelines, this is healing. This is a parallel timeline that this is lining up for you. This is alignment between two essences of yourself, whether it be your energetic body and your physical body, whether this be on both sides of the veil, or whether this be on two of your dimensional instances right now. There seems to be a cycle that is coming to a close for the 9. Something coming to a close right now. So when I see it and it was 2299, I was like, okay, mirror images, 2299, meaning parallel life going through, or they're seeing me mirrors. So it's like, this is one version of you, this is another version of you. And it's as if you're both reaching into the same space and giving each other a hand. So whether it's your future self, reaching back to that past self, whether it's a part of you that you are settling and coming to peace with, and it's bringing peace to another version of yourself, or whether this is something here that you are closing out, and it's also closing out another twin flame I'm having, or a soul family member is also closing out that same cycle for themselves. But what you're doing on an interdimensional level is being mirrored. And this closing of a cycle is also bringing forth new opportunity. And then I was given a name, David O'Hare. Now, that name personally doesn't really ring true to me. So I was like, okay, so it must mean something, and I'll just sit with it for a while. But as I came around to it, I sat down here just to give the message. I said, you know what, I'll give it anyway. And as I sat down, Source just dropped it in. No, it's David and the Hare. And I was like, I get it. All right, fine. Now, the energy of the David or the David, it's the energy of being underestimated or considered to not be strong because of what your appearance seems to be like. And when I was shown that, it was the story of David and Goliath. But the way that I was shown the story was the David energy of it. So, the thing that is underestimated, the energy of being overlooked, the energy of being misinterpreted because of the appearance, the energy of getting into something that it has the appearance of being bigger than you or stronger than you, or that you don't have the capability to be able to overcome. But the outcome, as we all know, being totally opposite. And I said, oh, now you got my attention. Because sometimes I'll be getting messages and quite frankly, I'm not interested. And I know it sounds like what it sounds like, but unless my intuition says, no, someone needs to hear this, then it's another day. But someone needs to hear this right now. So if you are in the energy of and I'm hearing it said David, if you are in the David era right now, or you are in this David energy. And maybe the name for some of you, David O'Hare, means something. Then you're in that energy of being underestimated, or for a split second, having others not see the qualities that you've been able to gain through knowing yourself. The energy of knowing what your skills are, knowing what you're good at, and knowing that you are enough in the moments that you are asked to step forward. So what is it that you're asked to step forward in right now? And whether that be something that has the appearance to be bigger than you, or a huge task. No task is too big for you right now. No challenge will be too big for you right now. And this will be mirrored not only in spirit, in energy, but this will be able to manifest in your life or show in your physical life. And then I said, well, what's this Hare thing got to do with it then? And then when I read how it was like spelled, Hare, and I said, what, like the hare and the tortoise, like, and then it was like, not quite, just the hare. And then I was guided to look at the Woodland Wardens, which is an oracle deck, but it mixes animals and plants. And I said, the hare, I'm sure they have a hare in this. As soon as I opened the box, I just turned the cards over and I went to go and grab the book. But right at the bottom of the deck, and as I looked, the first thing that came is the hare. That was what was sitting like that. I didn't shuffle, it fell out. It was right there waiting for me. So I said, okay, the message got to be given. And it's the hare and the oak. And underneath is written new opportunities, which ties in with the numbers. And this is why I do love and appreciate when I am tapped into source, tapped into my higher guidance, and I just let this flow. So I'm going to be reading from the booklet to see what they show about the hare and the oak. But before we do begin, those new opportunities, when it is mixed with the energy of the David, the energy of being seemingly small, but so specialized in what you do, having the confidence that is bigger than any situation that faces you, whether it be a new situation, and then I'm seeing that 9. This is aligned new opportunity. So then when the hare pops up and I'm seeing that underneath the hare and the oak is written new opportunity, this message are for those who are still here and it's still resonating. So I will read from new opportunities. Hares are often symbols of fertility and love, associated with the Celtic goddess, I'm gonna butcher the name, Ostri? Okay. They represent springtime, a season of birth and abundance. Hence the auspicious 744. Okay, the 8. All right. A variety of ancient cultures have linked the oak tree with bravery. Oh, the David, yes, and vitality. In ancient Greece, the oak was revered as the tree sacred to Zeus. In Norse mythology, it represented the tree of life. And in ancient Celtic and Druidic cultures, the oak was associated with the god, Dagda. All right. But what does the oak mean to me? The oak means, for me, wisdom. It always has. Wisdom and abundance and potential in something small. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm getting my own channel. So before I continue, so what the oak I'm getting for with the oak as well, and now I see why. Okay, thank you. It's beautiful. I get excited with this stuff. Okay. So what I'm getting with the oak as well is the idea, what's always fascinated me is this idea of the acorn. And I'm just seeing the acorn like this. My higher self is right here. She's like, boom, the acorn. Tell them about the acorn. Well, for me, the acorn is something that's small. And even when you have an acorn in your hand, and they've got acorns on here too. Whenever you have something like an acorn in your hand, you think about how small it is and how you could just pop it in your pocket. And I think about the sound it makes as well when you shake them, or how easy it is to step on and crush. And then I also think about what it is to stand under an old oak tree and try or attempt to hug it. And you can never quite wrap your arms around it. And when you do try to, and you connect with one, you're aware that you're in the presence of ancient knowledge. At least a knowledge that precedes your physical vessel. Something that is just stoic. And what is demanded of the oak is for it to just withhold and withstand and dig deep. And truly ground itself. And come what may, try to put out as many opportunities for itself constantly. So even though the acorn, now I'm seeing the acorn back in my hand, is so small, it has infinite potential. So the oak tree in itself is so abundant. I mean, even if you go and it's acorn season and you stand under the oak tree, how much crunching do you hear on the way to the trunk? How many opportunities are just there waiting to be picked up? And that's that. And then I'm seeing David again picking up the stone to catapult this stone forward. Whoever's hearing this right now, that's that moment you're at. That's that 9. That's that. The next step is you're drawing back the catapult. The next step is this aligned shooting forward. And it's multiplied because that's the 2-2, and then we got the 4-4. It's an acceleration of opportunity, aligned abundance, in whatever it is that you are focused on, that you specialize in, that you have this knowledge about, and it's this innateness about you. And your confidence doesn't have to be outward, it can be inward. But in those moments where you go for it, you have to be sure of yourself. All right, that's what I got. Let's keep on reading. So in the upright, which it was in the upright, a celebration of good fortunes is in order. If you have been in a caregiving role, this is a reminder that your sacrifices will be repaid. So these are questions here. What can I celebrate today? And what exciting opportunities should I follow up on? Okay. That's the end of my message today. This message will find who it has to. This reflection will find who it has to. Much love on your journey. Ciao.